Derval O'Rourke, you have a new online shop, but you're here to talk to us a little bit about that today, but you're also going to give us some tips and tricks coming up to the Christmas period to keep us all sane, because I think we need it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like this year in particular, the combination of COVID and Christmas can be particularly stressful for a lot of us. So I think minding yourself, doing really simple things day to day to try and feel your best coming into Christmas is really important.
And I suppose fitness obviously is a big thing. Well, I love fitness in general as well. Obviously, I know you're a big fan of fitness. So, like, I mean, in terms of the whole indulgent to getting fresh air and exercise ratio, I feel like that's always a difficult thing for people to balance coming up to the Christmas period. Like, you're obviously going to indulge a little bit. I think we shouldn't feel guilty about that. But also, you don't want to get to the stage of feeling severely sluggish and then not feeling so great about yourself. So would you have any advice for anyone coming up to Christmas trying to look for the balance there?
Yeah, I mean, I am definitely a girl that likes to indulge as well. Like, I love my glass of wine. I absolutely love chocolate. Like, already I'm thinking about a chocolate Santa. So for me, it's not about being restrictive on yourself and being miserable. It's about finding that nice little balance. So it's about going, okay, at what point today am I going to move my body a little bit to feel good? In terms of eating, it's simple, like, don't be skipping meals to then just go out and drink loads. Just be really conscious of how much you're drinking. And I think as well, because a lot of us haven't been out a lot this year, you know, there is that temptation to just, you don't want to go mad to the point where you actually feel bad. So I think it's just about being really kind of mindful and conscious of those decisions, but still enjoying yourself, because we all want a bit of joy. But, you know, it could be a case of, you know, meeting friends to go for a nice lovely walk. I know lots of us have been doing that this year. It's been really nice. When it comes to food, just go, you know, what will make me feel good? Like, for me, I love chocolate Santas, but I'll also have like a really good breakfast and a nice lunch and a nice dinner, you know. So it's about just kind of, when you're looking at your meals, making sure that you're lots of color, lots of veg, bit of protein on there, and nice carbs, and that you're just doing kind of bits and pieces, so not going mad either way, I think.
So basically balance is important. And what would you say to anyone coming up to the Christmas period? Because I actually think, I'll be perfectly honest, I think Christmas is a stressful time of year. Like, I think it's difficult for people, and then throw in COVID this year, I suppose it makes it even more difficult, because you're trying to get everything done. There's these expectations on you, all this kind of stuff. So how would you tell someone to stay balanced and not get too overwhelmed coming up to the Christmas period?
Do you know what I think is a really simple thing that people can do coming up to Christmas? Because I am not the type of person that adores Christmas. Like, I find Christmas stressful. I always have. And I think particularly this year, I can feel that is a little bit more stressful, trying to navigate things and figure things out with restrictions. So for me, you know, at Christmas, you have this massive to-do list. So your to-do list of like, who do I need to get presents for? What do I need to do on your to-do list? So do something every day for yourself that puts a bit of energy back into you. So that could be sitting down and literally being quiet for 10 minutes, not being disturbed. It could be doing an online fitness class. It could be going for a walk. It could be stopping to eat something and just sitting there and enjoying your food and not worrying about the other stresses going on. So I think putting yourself on your to-do list this Christmas will absolutely pay dividends, because it is certainly a time where we're going to be celebrating, but also it's a time you have to mind yourself.
Oh, that's such good advice as well, because I think, like, even my to-do list today is like, and then I need to go to work, instead of thinking, okay, what do I do for myself at the start of the day to kind of balance myself before everything gets really, really hectic. So definitely think about yourself. So in terms of like people getting fresh air and like out and about over Christmas, do you have like a set kind of, I don't really want to use the word rule, but I suppose, have you a rule of thumb in terms of, you know, your walk that you should be getting in? Do you think people should go for a light stroll 5 times a week for your mental health more than anything else? Or what would you say to people who are wondering how to kind of find that balance?
So I do a simple thing at this time of year where I try to get at least 15 minutes of daylight every day where I'm outside. And I think particularly since we've all started working from home, so daylight is something that I think is really important. So for me, if I have, and I'm not hearing my phone and I listen to something, but I put it on airplane mode so that I'm not getting calls and not hearing people like asking me lots of questions. So I think kind of try and challenge yourself to get outside every day would be one thing. And the other thing I would do is when you are eating your food, like look at your plate and think about your portioning. For me, I think particularly during the winter months, it's almost like I'm hibernating with food. I'm like, I'm just going to eat so much food to hibernate, but like we don't need to do that. So I look at my plate and I go, okay, I don't want it to be bigger than kind of my hand, and I'm kind of trying to have like half of my plate with lots of veg. And I think if you can do that, you're winning.
And tell me, how does your online shop come into everything then? Because this is a new thing that's just been launched for you. Really cool things on the website. You've like gorgeous prints. That's one of the things we can find there.
Yeah, so the online shop is a brand new project, definitely emerged out of the year that we're in that like we have memberships on Derval.ie, we have loads of members, which is amazing. And we were trying to figure out like how else to service them. So I developed this healthy lifestyle journal. With the journal had to be functional yet really attractive and practical. So in the journal there's loads of stuff from like portioning, food shop, goal setting, and then I was trying to figure out a way of actually getting the journals to people. So we were like, okay, I need a shop. So in the shop then people loved the cover on the journal. It's a Cork artist, Belinda Northcote, so much that we actually have started selling framed prints of the positivity tree. That's what's on the front of it. We have my 2 cookbooks signed in the shop. We have coffee. So it's just sort of a little go-to place for healthy lifestyle products online. And we're doing it all from my office in Cork, sending the packages to everybody. So I do feel a little bit like a little elf in there in my shop, but I'm loving it. And like, it's gorgeous because so many people are sending us messages about friends or wives or husbands, and they want me to write them messages. So I kind of am feeling part of everybody's Christmas. I'm writing these messages like, dear John, thank you for being so nice, from Mary. You know, it's like, oh John, you're lovely. So for me, I think there's a massive personalized element of it. You know, it does definitely feels very Irish, very personal. And I'm loving like that people are enjoying the shop, and hopefully it's something that I'll keep growing going into 2021.
And if people want more information about where to find anything to do with the shop, and tell us like the cutoff point, if people are thinking about this in terms of a Christmas present, how fast and how soon can you get stuff out to people?
So cutoff point for Christmas presents, I would love it if people had all their requests and all their orders in around the 20th, 21st, then I can guarantee to get them to you, particularly if you have personalized notes or something you want me to do for people. So 20th, 21st. Beyond that, I'll still try, but there's no guarantees.
Lovely. Derval, thank you so much for all the tips and tricks to keep us sane coming up to the Christmas period, and best of luck with the shop. And I'm sure it's only going to get bigger and better in 2021. And if I'm not chatting to you, Merry Christmas.